And good evening, hockey fans in Newfoundland, Labrador, across Canada, and around the world via the internet. We welcome you inside the Windsor Stadium here in Grand Falls, Windsor, for another game in the Newfoundland and Labrador Major Midget Hockey League. This one between the home team, the Central Impact, and the visitors, the TriPen Osprey. George Scott, along with Robert Golding again this evening, and I guess, Robert, the big thing for the Impact is they need to get a W. They're 0-9, but they showed some signs of life last weekend on the East Coast.
George, there's no question about it. I think that you watched most of the games, and, of course, I've seen a number of them now, and it seems that each and every week they're improving.
Yep.
And speaking to Coach Luckenchuk just prior to the game, and, he liked some of the things that he saw last week. He tells me this week, he said this is going to be as close to a full lineup as they're going to have. He said they will certainly be a competitive team again tonight. And he likes what he's seen from his team the last couple of weeks, first couple of weeks, some tough sledding, and, they're going through a number of different things and changes, and, with a new organization. But I think we'll see a very good competitive game tonight. However, as you said, George, a W is very, very important. Yeah,
as I said, signs of life last week, and they played 3 games on the East Coast last week, and they played Friday night in Harbour Grace at the Danny Cleary Community Centre against this TriPen team. 5-2 win for TriPen, but a very competitive game. Then they went into Mount Pearl and had to play 2 more games. They played 3 games in 3 days, and they lost 1-0 on Saturday night, and then 5-4 on Sunday. The big thing about that Sunday game is they finally scored some goals. They were having a heck of a time getting the puck in the net. Finally got 4 on Sunday. Lost it by just 1, but as I say, there's signs that things are starting to come together for the Impact.
Well, George, the previous 3 games they didn't score a goal. And, of course, much like soccer, you only need a goal in soccer. However, if you don't get a goal in ice hockey, it's very difficult to win, as we very well know. That being said, they got a couple of additions to the lineup this weekend. Speaking to Coach Luckenchuk, he said he changed a little bit of the structure in terms of the what they're looking at in terms of their power play. He said, I don't know if you can remember. He said, but the first week, and I said, yeah, I can remember, because I mentioned to George, I said that there was 5 right-handed shooters on the ice at one time. He said our 5 D-men were right-handed shooters. I said, I don't know if I've seen 5 right-handed shooters on a team, let alone 5 D-men. He said this week we're going to change a little bit of the structure and a little bit of what we look at, and we're hoping to get some pucks down low and get some off-wing shots so that help out on the power play. So they're looking for a little bit more offense here tonight.
Yeah, I was talking to the general manager and assistant coach Glenn Casey just yesterday, and he was talking about they finally get Skylar Coates in the lineup.
Yes.
And he expects Skylar to be an impact player, pardon the pun, and a guy who can score, and that's something that they desperately need. The other thing I want to quickly mention as the teams are coming out, this TriPen team, we saw the St. John's Pinnacle Growlers play twice here in the opening weekend, and they looked terrific. They went on to start the season, I believe it was 8-0, something like 7-0. And they played TriPen last Sunday. TriPen shut them out 2-0. So TriPen is a pretty good team.
They're a good puck-moving team, George. They really move the puck from their D to the forwards. They do a lot of D-to-D passing, which actually helps them tremendously when you're trying to avoid a forecheck. And that is very, very pivotal for any team who's trying to move the puck. If you have good D-men who are puck movers, who are able to avoid a forecheck, then you're going to be successful not only defensively, but that carries over to the offense. So because of that, that's not something that the Growlers had seen up to that point in time.
All right, time for the national anthem. Again, Shannon Ivey with the national anthem, also the scorekeeper in the penalty box.
Multiple jobs.
Absolutely, she does all the games.
She does indeed. I spoke to her mother after the first weekend. She's always a very humorous lady. She said she's going to be taking your job up here soon. She does a great job in the penalty box. I said, I spent many an hour in the penalty box.
Hope she gets paid more.
Anything is more.
All right, we are set to get underway. Impact versus the Osprey. This webcast brought to you partnership of the Central Impact, 360 Live, and George Scott Communications. Okay, here we go. Impact in the home whites here at the Windsor Stadium. Jason Power on the camera with us this evening. Puck is dumped in. Comes out over the blue line, cleared back in. Osprey have to tag up. They do. Here's Skylar Coates. As we talked about in the pregame. Back to Smith. Turnover inside the blue line. Laundry. Pass across. Shot comes in. Just goes wide of the goal. Parsons able to hold it in at the blue line. Turnover. Laundry with a shot. It's Mitchell Dinn in goal for the Impact as the puck goes up into the ceiling. Jacob Nolan will be the starter for TriPen.
George, you talk about their home whites, and of course, Impact are donning their new jerseys, their new unis, the blacks and the gray, and the white and the gray. Really sharp-looking uniforms, I think.
Face-off down to the right of Mitchell Dinn. He was very good last weekend in those 3 games. And he played all 3 because Jack Cameron, their backup goaltender, wasn't available. They made that East Coast trip with just one goaltender dressed.
Jack Cameron was in British Columbia, George, on a school trip, as was Mr. Fifield. So they had a little trip.
Both of them back. Klein cleared in for the Impact. Nolan quick around the boards. Baker couldn't hold it in. Goes back down to the Impact blue line. Up at center, give away. King will bring it back in. Here's King. Pass across. Shot just went wide. Great setup to Josh Elford. Put it just wide.
Rowe just wasn't strong enough on that puck inside of his own zone, George. He's got to be a little stronger on that puck.
Impact were guilty of a number of turnovers last weekend in Mount Pearl that led to giving up the 5 goals. Played off the pad of Noah a little dangerously. Down the ice, rolling puck. It'll get over the goal line, and we'll get an icing call. 18-10 and left to go here in the first period.
And George, talking to Coach Luck and Chuck, and we've done a number of games over the year. There are going to be turnovers. We're going to see turnovers all the time, especially at this level. We're talking to 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. However, the turnover that is the one that you cough up as opposed to being forced and pressured, that's the one that seems to be a little bit more costly.
Smith shot off a stick. Get it out in front, goes past everybody. Chopped out into center, knocked down there by Smith. Byrne is on it. Almost gave it away. Crane for TriPen. Stopped at center. Sparks will play it back, and that'll force.
Going to be an interference penalty here to TriPen. George back of the play. Back official is going to catch this one. It was a loose puck over on the boards just straight across from us, and I asked him, watch as he dumped it off, and of course he was hit from behind, the interference call. We're going to have our first power play of the afternoon, or the evening I should say. Impact will have an opportunity on the power play.
Cameron Byrne gone to the penalty box. Baker won the faceoff cleanly. Back to Kobe Bird. Play on the point on the power play right in front. Big save made by Nolan. Impact maintained possession. Hoskins down to Burt from a sharp angle. Easy save for Nolan. Cleared around the boards. Able to hustle over there and hold it in with Skylar Coates. Coates, Hoskins, and Burt playing back deep. Burt with a shot. Ricochets around and ended up going wide. Initially blocked up high and then was redirected towards the goal. Coates surveying the situation. Wrist shot. Deflection behind the goal. Osprey are on it. They'll turn and clear the zone. Minute 15 to go in the power play. Dinn will leave it for Hoskins. Up at the blue line, good outlet pass to Coates. Coates gains his own, drops it back for Burt. Kobe Burt throws it towards the goal. It was knocked down by Baker. Right in behind the goal, to the side, and Nolan will dive out and cover it.
George, I'm looking at this power play compared to what I've seen the first weekend that we did their original webcast, and they've got a little bit more up in offensive opportunities already. Just shortly into this first period, just 3:30 into the first period.
All right, they'll change up the power play now. Second unit comes on with seconds to go. Clean face-off win. Rowe, bit of a wobbly shot, but Nolan had to be quick to get the pad down. Fifield. Taken by Murphy. He's stopped up at his own blue line, forced to go back to Alex Rowe. 25 seconds to go in the man advantage. Rowe, long stretch pass, missed everybody, but will go right on goal, and it's going to work out for the Impact as it'll be a face-off in the TriPen end with just 17 seconds to go in the power play.
If you haven't got an outlet pass, George, going up the middle is not a bad idea. However, on a power play, not really the most effective play that you want. You want to have puck possession all the way down to at least over the neutral zone. That way there, you're just basically giving up the puck as a turnover.
This time, TriPen win the faceoff, get it out. Fowler in over the blue line, shorthanded. 9 seconds to go in the penalty. Come outside the blue line. Dohe will turn, shoot it in, right on goal. That'll do it. Penalty's over. Byrne is back out, heads right to the bench. Giveaway right in front of the goal. Rogers tried to go up the middle. That just missed far post. Dohe will hold it in. That shot is blocked. Another giveaway.
As Rogers, again, he's panicking with the puck. He's got to make better decisions.
TriPen in on the forecheck now, down in the corner. Comes to the side of the goal. This time they'll get it out. Some anxious moments in front of Mitchell Din. This one's lofted in. Din will catch it, gives it to Smith. Looking for Kobe Burt. He stopped right away and forced back.
Burt had an opportunity to move that puck, decided to come back in his own zone. He's going to cough up the puck.
Big hit down in the corner. Burt stepped into Davis. Gets a cheer from the fans here at the Windsor Stadium. But TriPen stay on the attack. Down below the goal line. Right out into the slot. Din looks behind him, but he's got it. Laundry was set up. Got away a good shot.
That's the soft play right there, George. You got to find a way as a defender to get out there in that soft part. You can see that Laundry was just stood there. Nobody near him at all. Got a quick shot away. Goaltender was able to make a nice save to keep the score 0-0.
14:26 to go here in the first. Right out in front, and Fifield had to be quick to clear it away. Coates in over the blue line with speed. Gets to the outside, backhand. Save made by Nolan. Puck lay loose there for just a moment. Fifield. Back to Alex Rowe. Back to Fifield. An open wing. Nobody over there on the boards. Rowe finally got to it. Took it off the boards. Brought in. That'll be offside.
3 opportunities early in this game now, George. That Rose had an opportunity to move the puck, to get it go from north to south. And, of course, one of the things is he's going rink wide too much, and that carom off the boards is just not hard enough. You were fortunate that time that TriPen had a guy caught inside the zone. If not, it was going to be a turnover, and he was off to the races.
One of the things I noticed, again, going back to the games in Mount Pearl last weekend, Galway gets stood up at center by Parsons, was that they'd make that D-to-D pass, but instead then making the outlet, they go D-to-D again, sometimes even a third time.
Which is what happened just then.
And eventually, of course, you get yourselves in trouble.
Yeah, you're going east to west, and that's just not going to work.
Baker will dump it in.
It's going to be a delayed outside here on Impact here, and they're not realizing this.
They'll come up, tag up. Dohe, big rangy defenseman, brings it in over the blue line. His shot, save made by Din. Dohe's got it again, got it out in front. Din forced to make another stop. The King was set up at the post.
Dohe plays about 40 minutes a game, George, and has probably the catalyst behind them and their D back there.
There he is again with it.
He's got the puck all the time.
Elford threw it in front. Luke Hurley gets rid of it at center. Adrian Green gets the return pass. And up the boards it goes, and then chipped in. On it. Shot save. Dylan Hartson set up, was in all alone.
The Fifield mishandles that puck, George. He's got that puck. And speaking to Coach Luckenchuck earlier, and this is one of the things, is that, yes, turnovers are going to come about, but we can't create a turnover off of a simple play. We've seen 3 of them thus far. Goaltender Din had to come up with another big save.
Din was sensational in that 1-0 loss Saturday night against the Blizzard.
Really good glove hand.
Shot by Sparks, number 27, coming in off the boards, and Din with yet another save.
You can see all white jerseys, George, had collapsed down low. One of the things about it, you cannot have all 5 jerseys collapse down low. 2 or 3 guys going down, support from a centerman, yes, but your other 2 high forwards have got to push back out to not allow the black to collapse down on top of you.
Kennedy held it in. No, they're saying it came out, so it'll be an offside. The faceoff will come outside the blue line. Colby Burt out at center. Gets it to Coates. Kennedy pinned him to the boards. Green back to get it. Reverses it up ahead to Sparks. Sparks for TriPen. Dumped it in. On it first, Reardon. He and Rowe engaged down in the corner. Oates in looking for it. Klein has it for the impact. Dumped in. Byrne. Hoskins closing on him. Byrne gets rid of it in a hurry. Coates got a stick on it. Coates has it in the corner.
This is the Impact's big line right here, George.
We've got Hoskins playing with Coates and Burt.
I think Hoskins was probably their best forward the first week in here, and of course he's a real good puck handler, and he's going to need to do a lot of that again tonight.
Yep, had a hat trick in the 5-4 loss on Sunday. Short, backhand fanned on it. Klein's got it, back in his own end. Clears it down the ice. Will it have enough? Yes, just enough to create an icing. We're down to 10:55 to go in the first period. No score. Impact and the Osprey.
Impact ran a little bit of a line change then. Klein was waiting and waiting, hoping that the recruit was going to come from the bench. He waited as long as he could, trying to just put the puck up to the middle and hope that the guy's going to get to the puck, just like the quarterback to the wide receiver in the end zone. He wasn't able to get there, and of course resulted in an icing.
Hopped over the stick of Dohe. Down the ice, you can say he touched it. Or at least last touch by an Osprey player. Nolan came out to play it. Out to Dohe, knocked off his stick by Murphy. That pass going to be way ahead of the intended receiver that time, Hunter Saunders. And this time it'll be icing against the Osprey.
This is one of the biggest lines that the Osprey put out there, George, in terms of their 2 D-men. You got Parsons and Dohe, who are easily 6'2", 6'3" for sure. Coupled that with a couple of their forwards, and they have a very big lineup. But not only that, very quick on their feet, George. Moved the puck extremely well from D to forwards.
Rowe, that came out over the blue line, put back in. So that'll be an offside.
It's not going to be an intentional one, however, so it's just going to be at the blue line.
10:31 to go, first period.
Luckenchuck is going with another line change here. He's trying to match lines here tonight as well, George, having the advantage at the last change at home ice.
Over to the far boards, taken in is Dohe. Dohe busting towards the goal, finally has it knocked off his stick. Back towards the point and out. Parsons back at center, turns quickly Throws it back in. Klein on it. Klein, weak pass in behind the goal, was looking for his defenseman. That was almost picked off.
It's got to be stronger.
And up through the middle again. Best with a shot. That deflects wide. Galway had it taken away. Best back to the point. Dohe shot just wide. Parsons on it. Parsons holding it in. Parsons with a shot.
Parsons held that puck in. Georgia had 3 white jerseys head over the blue line. That just can't happen.
Yeah, they all thought they were going to get it past the big defenseman. Everybody headed down the ice.
You don't get the puck, you have to get the man or at least impede him, and they didn't do either.
Shot from a sharp angle by Baker. Jacob Nolan with the save. He'll hold on to it. The face-off will be in the Osprey end.
And that's the second shot here for the Impact after getting off to a very quick start, I thought, in the first minute and a half, and they got a power play, 2:30 in, as first shot now in 7 minutes. And, of course, no doubt about it, the Osprey have certainly upped the tempo, and now it's important for the Impact to try to match that tempo.
Well, the face-off win for the Osprey, but they don't get it out. Murphy with a shot that was going in wide. Nolan plays it off the boards and covers it.
And Georgia, just a little tidbit, you look here tonight, it's not too often you see 2 starting goaltenders, left-handers. And we have that here to start the game tonight.
This time a face-off win for the Impact. Smith puts it down along the boards. Didn't get it deep, and the Osprey will bring it out. King backhands it in. Hartson into forecheck. Got it in front. Cleared away from the front of the goal by Smith. Back to Kennedy. Wrist shot. That went off of Carter Bound, the defenseman. His arm, his glove, and went over the top of the goal. Murphy.
That's an interference call there. Usually it's called.
Yeah, I had a quick
Fisher
look at the referee.
Yeah. It's a tweener call.
He just dumped it in when he got hit. Bound. Wrist shot. That block came right back to him. Down in behind the goal. Green didn't get it out. Smith. Back down in low. Luke Hurley. Hurley getting away on the boards. Pass back to the blue line. Held in. Dumped down into the corner. Hartson knocked it down. Be touched by a high stick. The face-off will stay in the Osprey end.
It will stay in the offense. George, probably the last 40 seconds, probably the best offensive opportunities that the Impact have had. And the reason being, they've held the blue line, and they got the puck in deep, and they had a little bit of a cycle, something that we haven't seen much of previous to this.
Just had a look a moment ago. Referee Rob Canning, one of the 2 referees in tonight's game.
Chad Legg, the other referee.
Hoskins, right out in front for Oates, rather. Excuse me. Still having trouble with this, Robert.
Is it Oates or Coates? I think it was Coates.
It is Coates.
I think you had it correct first time, George. Don't ever second guess yourself.
Yeah, in the middle of a cough. A little bit of that tonight. Last few weeks. Battling an issue. Up through the middle. Kobe Burt couldn't get away. Crane off the boards. Hoskins has it. Back in behind the goal. Byrne on it first for TriPen. He gets hit to the boards.
This was where
Burt.
Excuse me, George. Where Burt needs a little bit of a puck support here now.
Kobe Burt off the boards at center. Knocked down. Davis will bring it back in. Davis with a shot off the stick of Rowe up high. This is Oates. For TriPen, he had it taken away. Following up on it, Baker lost the handle as he got in over the blue line. Looked like he had something happening. Rowe goes into the corner. Baker in to help out. Davis plays it back. Long stretch pass. Just missed Saunders. He'll go in and get it. Threw it out in front. Fowler turning for TriPen in the corner. Out in front for Dohe. Dohe with that long reach. Got it towards the front of the goal. He's got it again along the boards. Neat little move, but then lost it. Pass up ahead. A little bit too slow for Galway. Picked off as Parsons got back.
It's a weak pass. Klein's had an opportunity here. He's got to put some mustard on that pass.
Smith couldn't knock it down. Fowler following up on it for TriPen. Fowler's got it. Fowler along the goal line from a very sharp angle. It'll go all the way down the ice.
Gives the Impact the opportunity to change all four.
Down to 6 minutes to go, first period. No scoring. That'll miss everybody. Din likes to come out and play it. Not quite sure why. Rob, you're looking puzzled as well.
I looked at it, George. I had a look at you. Not quite sure why. It was clearly an icing. The D-man was inside of his own blue line just going to go for the Hail Mary pass. And I think right now Din is even questioning himself.
Green down into the corner. Fifield for the Impact. Kept in by Kennedy. Goes to the far boards. Fifield on it. Good pass. Right to Short. Short will gain the zone. In over the blue line. Gets hit against the boards. Green. Up to Davis. Davis gets hit.
It's a really good pinch there. Good anticipation.
Travis Fifield with a good play over at the far point. Puck comes out. Davis couldn't get away. Short has it.
Burke got away with a partial trip there at that time.
I thought so too, Robert. Oops. Right back to Din, and this time he will cover it up.
Well, the reason why he got away with it,
leg out a little bit.
he didn't fully trip, but if he did, and it's one of those plays, George, in the neutral zone, you just cannot afford to do. It makes no sense at all. Lucky in that one, and I'm sure his coach is going to remind him that he needs to be on the ice. He's an effective player for the Impact, and he needs to do so.
Hartson back at the point. Shot came in. Dim with the stick save. Hurley, players down for TriPen. That's going to be a penalty, you're right?
Yeah, it's going to be behind the play. It's going to be a hit to the head, I think, George. It's a late one there, and the officials are calling this all the time, George. They've been instructed to do so. Luke Hurley just comes in a little late, bumps his man into the back, strikes his head, and of course that's going to result in a 2-minute minor for checking to the head.
Just our second penalty here in the first period. First one went to TriPen, so this will be the Ospreys' first attempt at the power play. Reardon, Oates, Sparks are up front. Green and Crane on the back end. Face-off won by the Impact, and that will allow them to kill some time as they get the puck all the way down the ice. Dawson Crane. Bring it into the zone. Set up along the boards. Back at the point to Green. Green, wrist shot, rattles around, goes wide. Reardon's on it. Plays it here to the near side. Impact with a chance to get there first. Murphy does. And again, it's sent down the ice.
This is the second unit here as well, George. The Impact, or excuse me, not the Impact. TriPen's second unit for their power play. They just had their first unit coming off the ice.
Same result.
Yeah, they're not gaining the blue line with any speed, and that's the reason why they're not able to get in deep to maintain possession. You'll see a line change for the Osprey here now.
Yeah, just noticed it was a 4-minute penalty to Hurley.
Most of those result in that. If you get a checking to the head at all, it's almost automatic 4 minutes.
Yeah. So 2:50 to go in the power play. 3:40 to go in the first period. Now they get that first unit out there with Dohe and Parsons on the back end. Laundry, Davis.
Dohe's their quarterback back here.
Joined by Best, who's just coming off the bench. Best tried to throw it in front, looking for a deflection. It went wide. Dohe's got it along the far boards. The Davis. Parsons. Shot did not get through. Hit his own man in front, hit Laundry, and went into the corner. Laundry's got it back to Parsons. Parsons tried to toe drag, had it stolen away, and here's Kobe Burke. Short-handed, backhand, save made by Nolan.
Got in too deep, George. Didn't give himself any room at all.
Parsons got a little bit cute back inside the impact blue line.
He's got to get that puck at the net, George. Last man back there trying to make that shot.
Davis down low. Dohe jams it to the side of the goal. It's still loose. Finally, the referee blows the whistle.
George, Dohe is one of their better players as an offensive player from the defensive position. He controls the game. He really does, and we've seen it so far. He plays, as I said earlier, plays about 40 minutes a game. He's after having about 5 shots in my mind. But Parsons just part of that, George. You know, once you've got that puck, especially on a power play, you've got to find a way to get that puck at the net. You make that last move. Burt picked his pocket and went down on a breakaway. Just ran out of the room.
They'll come out over the blue line. Minute and a half to go in the 4-minute penalty to Luke Hurley of the Impact. 2:15 to go in the first period. Green. He lost the handle and Impact had a chance and then turned it over themselves. Sparks. Shot went wide. Reardon's on it. TriPen have got Kennedy and Green now back at the points. Oates off a stick. They'll stay in play down the far corner. Reardon holding it in. Under a minute to go in the power play. Intercepted and cleared out by Hoskins. Reardon gets to it and he gets hit by Hoskins. Green back to cover up.
Hoskins has got great speed. George in the open ice and with possession of the puck. That time he never, but he's really good foot speed.
30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Crane. Blocked away by Din. Now they'll set up. Crane. Sparks backhand. Stopped by Din. It's still loose. Covered up as they jam away at it. Minute 4 to go in the period.
And if you notice that time, George Crane, he just gets the puck back. His forward gives it off the weak side boards, coming up the half wall, gives it to him. He's a right-handed shooter. He walks the line, and instead of trying to make that big shot, just redirects it at the net, and of course creates a scoring opportunity down low. The Impact were able to box out pretty good, prevent a second shot after goaltender Din made the initial save.
Just 12 seconds to go now in the power play for the Osprey. They've had a couple of good chances. Some pile-ups in the crease. Haven't been able to get it past Mitchell Din, who's covered up down low nicely. Put away at the boards. Dohe will hold that in. Dohe reaching for it, bouncing around, swinging a miss, and a shot. Save made by Din. Didn't see where it went, but he kept it out. Penalty's over.
That's Rowe's 5th giveaway in this period, George.
Cleared away by Din and a good play. The goaltender got the paddle down, cleared it out. Partial break. Oates, Dohe's all over him. Dohe gets back. Tie up Oates and get away a weak shot. 29 seconds to go in the period.
Rose had a tough period. George gave up a couple down there again that time. And, of course, a real good battle just inside of the blue line as Burt and Coates were trying to turn that puck over, and they did. And Dohe got caught going the wrong direction and was able to come back, get a little bit of a cross-check in on Coates, who had real good foot speed. Goaltender made a nice save. Keep the score 0-0. 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. Entertaining first period.
Good penalty kill for the Impact. Mitchell Din came up with a few big saves. He killed off that 4 minutes.
He fought for the puck, George. Lots of times he hit a lot of traffic as well.
Klein trying to get to the boards first. He does, but they don't get it out. Now it'll come out over the blue line. Green back to pick it up for TriPen. Just 7 seconds to go. Seems content to kill time back down low in his own end.
And George,
buzzer goes. First period's over. No score.
And just part of that, like Klein, who hasn't played at a high level a lot, but one of the things that you think about, and coaches will tell you, is the lanes that which you take. So that puck is coming around the boards. Instead of Klein going in deep, he needs to go immediately to the hash marks. That puck will then get to him. For him going in the corner, then he misses that puck and makes it very difficult to be able to make an outlet pass.
All right, folks, we have no score after the first period between the TriPen Osprey and the Central Impact. We'll be back with period number 2 in about 12 minutes from now.
Hi, I hope you're enjoying this live stream. Would you like to webcast your next event? Want to reach a larger audience, maybe even global? Let 360 Live show the world your story. Send us an email to hello@360.live for more details. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on these social media sites.
No score after the first period. TriPen Osprey, Central Impact, Newfoundland Labrador Major Midget Hockey League. We are live at the Windsor Stadium in Grand Falls, Windsor. Penalties off the board as we start this second period, so we'll start 5 aside. Davis quickly across to Parsons. Back to Dohe on a good pass. Dohe through the blue line. Hard shot, save made by Din. Cleared away. And out over the blue line. Back come the Impact. Kobe Burt. Stopped by Dohe. Burt getting away. Burt with a bit of room on the right side. Burt, toe drag, shot just went wide. Oates. I did it again. It's Coates. Plays it back in for the Impact. Smith couldn't hold it in. It'll be brought out by Davis. Davis in over the blue line. Continues on into the corner and around behind the goal. He goes down. Back to help out Baker for the Impact. Trying to play it off the boards. Stopped up. Hoskins will take it back behind his goal. Up at the blue line and out. Parsons back in his own end for TriPen. Baker was on him. Got it up ahead. Elford will backhand it in. Osprey were changing. Kennedy will go back into his own end. Over to Green. Baker couldn't knock it down. Now Baker's got it. Threw it out in front. Nobody home for the Impact. Rowe. Can't get it out. Hartson into forecheck for the Osprey. Klein steps into him. That's going to be a penalty.
Some interference call there.
You got it.
That's an easy one, George. You know, you can't impede. You can impede, but once you make contact, that's going to be called every time. And, of course, he took a wrong lane. Klein did. That was it. And, of course, down low, especially in the offensive position, that's going to result in a penalty every time.
Yeah, Dylan Hartson was going behind the goal trying to track it down in the corner, and Klein stepped into him and nowhere near the puck. Excuse me. So another power play for TriPen. Green into the slot. Backhand stopped by Din. It's still loose. Now it goes in behind the goal into the near corner and cleared away. Green through center, in over the blue line, backhands it in. Adrian Green from Carabinier. Players for TriPen coming from around Bay Roberts, Harbour Grace, Carabinier, Buren. One player from Clarenville, he's an associated player, not dressed tonight, and Riley Rowe. Beer Need, Bryant's Cove. Take that back. Evan Tucker is also from Clarenville for TriPen. New Harbor, Dildo. All around the 3 peninsulas, hence TriPen. Ponte Vista, Trinity, and Buren Peninsulas. And Robert, you can probably guess where the Central players are from.
An idea. Well, as far north as Savage Cove and the Northern Peninsula for Mr. Coates, but other than that,
mostly Central.
It's got to be a penalty here, I would think, George. No, I guess not.
No arms have gone up. Fifield was hauled down. Play continues on.
It's a tackle right before us. Fans are a little upset here.
Parsons with a shot well wide. 18 seconds to go in the power play. Dohe, Parsons, one-timer. Din got his blocker on that and sends it up into the mesh, up and out of play.
George, if you look at the two big guys on D for TriPen, Parsons and Dohe, they play on right wings on a power play, so they're able to walk the line and get the one-timer. They really dish the puck back and forth to each other. Parsons had 2 quality shots. Dohe gives, we're talking about his shooting ability, George, but one of the things that I like about him is his passing ability as well. Doesn't rocket the pass all the time, but puts it on the stick so you can get a quick release.
Parsons on the boards, back at the point. Penalties over. Impact have killed off another one. That's 6 minutes of penalties they've killed off.
Takes a little bit of opportunity away from their offensive players too, George, as well. You don't want to make killing penalties.
Saunders will bring it in for TriPen. Hoskins back behind his own goal, reverses it. Bound in over the blue line, stopped up there. Following up on it is Coates. Coates dumps it in. He'll go into forecheck. Coates down in the corner. Right out in front. Hopped over everybody. Stick and comes out. Bound backing up deep in his own end. It came out over the blue line, so the Osprey have to tag up. Now they'll go in. Hoskins up ahead. That was tipped. It'll go right down to Nolan, and he'll cover it with 15:10 to go here in the second. Shots on goal right now, 18-10, favoring the Osprey.
And George, I like the way that Bound just moved that puck there, but he should have probably moved it a little quicker before he went inside of his blue line. Because the further back it's like an elastic band, you're drawing people towards you. And once you get inside that blue line, it gives you less options.
It's a longer play to get it out. And we were noticing last time we did the games here, Robert, we thought it was strange. It said the Impact out shooting the Growlers, but they put the shots up on goal on the opposite side here for some reason. It's like the shots against.
Well, George, and when you talked about 18-10, I just looked at my sheet. It was 18-10 after the first period, so I'm not quite sure if there wasn't a shot part of that, but I thought there was.
They wait until the end of the period to update the shots on goal. So they weren't up at all during the first period. Came up during the intermission. So it'll stay 18-10 on the board until the end of the second.
I can't remember the Impact having 18 shots on net.
No, it's the other way around.
Yeah, definitely.
They're up on the home side, but they put it up like 18 shots against the home side. I noticed that last game.
Yeah, well, we both questioned it. We were saying, well, maybe there was shots directed toward the rink or towards the net. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did a few weeks ago. We did Saturday night's game, and I did Sundays by myself, and I made note of it because I thought it was strange what we saw the night before. So I figured out the code.
Johnny Morris.
A shot way wide of the goal by Galway. Impact fans not happy as Hurley got knocked down twice down in the Osprey zone trying to get out.
Not many.
Slides into Nolan, he'll cover it.
Not many home fans are going to be, George. And I like the fact that we're amongst the fans right here, George, which is really good. We get to see and hear some of the things amongst everybody here. Not a bad crowd here again tonight, George.
No, it's a little small when it started off, but a few more have trickled in. Yeah, maybe not quite as many as opening night.
No.
But I think a couple of wins by the Impact could help with the attendance, no doubt.
They need to be competitive, George. That's the key, right?
And they certainly have been. They got off to a bit of a rough start the first few games.
No doubt.
First couple of weekends up against the Growlers. They played them twice.
They're still feeling the way.
They played them here in Windsor and then out in Paradise the following weekend. But they have gotten better since then. Now they've got it in deep. Behind the goal. Coates right out in front. Bird backhanded. Wanted to one time it. Couldn't get the puck to settle. Great setup though by Skylar Coates.
And George, that's the thing. Because they only get a number of what we call really good scoring opportunities during the game. The ones that you get, you really want to try to bear down on those and make them count. You're not going to get a lot of opportunities, and the opportunities you get, you want to try to bury them. That being said, however, very easy for me and you up there.
Trying is easy.
Trying is easy. Well, I mean, I golfed this afternoon. Paul Levine had a 4-foot putt, and he missed it by 2 feet. So, I mean, not everybody can do that.
So, question: did you miss any short putts today?
I missed a couple.
Okay, just for the record.
Yeah, but the greens were rated.
All right, that puck went up into the ceiling here at the Windsor Stadium. Going to bring it outside the blue line.
And of course, the pucks go to play quite often here with the low ceiling, the low rafters.
So the lights are on low beam here. Shot came in, save made by Din. Big rebound. Impact just get it out. Oh, he plays it back in. Back out at center. Parsons threw it in. Fifield picked that off. Fifield to the boards. Just gets it out and turns it over. Back come the Osprey shot. Just missed. And again, Robert, the Impact players all headed out of the zone thinking they were going to get the possession of the puck.
Can't do that, George. Puck is in that zone. You're bringing yourself a whale of trouble.
So he took his man out along the boards. Fifield back to get it. Fifield. Sparks is on him. Sparks comes up with the puck. Owen Sparks down low. Got it to Oates. Reardon in there. Reardon is knocked down. Fifield has it. Went off the stick of Parsons. Oates up ahead, tipped in. Went by everybody, and Baker has it. Baker, look out. Hurley just turned in time to see that.
Just in time is the key word as well, George.
He was back on looking for the puck and nearly ran into a truck. Baker, shot blocked. Kennedy got down and blocked that. Good play by the Osprey player.
Kennedy screwed up and didn't commit too early, George, which was key to that play.
Green was knocked down by Galway. Green's back up, though. He's got it. Hurley gives him a little rough ride along the boards. And there's a giveaway. Smith with a shot. Hit some traffic in front. Smith. Again, it comes out in front. Back of the point. Again, Ethan Smith. Looking for Hurley in front. Back to Smith. Wrist shot. Again, off a stick penalty coming up.
That's a cross-checking penalty, George, in front of the net. Impact to go on a power play. It's going to be another penalty here. It's going to be a hard stick. They're going to get 2 penalties on this call, George. Or on this play, I should say. That's a hard stick, and it's going to be a cross-check. So you're going to see, we don't see this very often at all, George. But the original power play was going to be awarded to the Impact on a cross-check in front of the net. And, of course, subsequent to that, with the delay, it was going to be a hard sticking penalty called on the Osprey as well, out on the blue line. So the Impact are going to have a full 2-minute power play, 2-man advantage, I should say.
This comes with 11:05 to go. Second period. Yeah, you don't often see that second penalty called on the delayed penalty.
No, not at all. But it was the right call, I think, in my mind. It was a clear penalty in front of the net to cross-check. And, of course, because of that, you feel like you can take advantage of that. And, of course, and those 2 different officials made each of the calls.
Yeah, the referee down low made the call on the play in front of the goal, and the referee at its center made the call on the high stick. So great opportunity here for the Impact as they just had a great shift as well. Burt Coates back at the point. Coates down into the corner. Baker tried to throw it down into the corner.
Not only tried to throw it down, George, but just far too passive on that power play. Far too passive. You've got to move the puck around. If you don't move the puck around, those killing the penalties, they don't need to move at all. And that's exactly what we saw there.
Hoskins was the intended recipient, but there were a couple of TriPen players in between. And it is a 5-on-3. Hoskins right out in front for Hurley, and getting back to break that up was Dawson Crane.
It was a 5-on-3 with a dump in, George. Cody Bird has got to learn to hold on to that puck. You don't want to dump that puck in. You don't need puck retrieval. You need puck possession.
This is Colby Burt. Brings it in.
There's a difference right there.
Coates. And yelling shoot it, but nowhere to go. We can see from here. Now he's got a chance. That shot knocked down by Crane, stolen by Hurley. Back at the point, Burt. Coates winds up. That missed. And from the sharp angle, it comes all the way out down the ice.
We see that happen all the time. If you miss on the wide side, it's coming out the wide side the other way.
Burt, a 3-on-1 here. Burt, hold it, shot it, save was made.
The pass has got to be made to Coates. Coates is wide open. He's calling for that pass. Burt looks up, looks across, sees him, decides to shoot it on a tough angle. That puck has got to come across George. 2 plays that the Impact made on that power play. Puck retrieval, puck possession. Totally opposite what they should have done.
29 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Really no good scoring chance yet.
Had one opportunity on the power play, on the weak side of one-timer, and Coach shot it just a little wide.
Rowe. So they change up their power play now. Rowe over to the far side. Smith. Got Hoskins in front. Rowe to the boards. Down into the corner. Back up along the boards. Rowe has got it. That'll do it. Power play's over. TriPen have killed off the 5-on-3. Smith with a shot. Blocked by Davis. Hurley. Luke Hurley. Murphy in looking for it. Great penalty kill by the Osprey. Full 2 minutes of 5-on-3. Rowe. Tipped in by Damian Freak. Nolan has it and holds on.
George, it was a good penalty kill by the Osprey. However, the Impact did nothing to help themselves really in that time. They had good puck possession, obviously, on a 5-on-3, but they did not move the puck. If you don't move the puck, it's easy to defend against. A 5-on-3, you got to stretch the ice, force the opposition to break down. They never forced them at all with puck movement or moving the bodies themselves, and that way there was no breakdown, therefore no open man.
Green left it for Hartson. Sent right back in. Stolen it at the blue line. Short couldn't get a shot through. Fifield with a hard shot, but up and out of play. Not sure, didn't touch anybody. No, they're going to bring the face-off outside.
Fifield does have a hard shot, George. He's long legs, good shooter. We watched him the first week, and he had a couple of really good opportunities as well. Coming off the right side, and we talked about earlier, 5 D-men, 5 right-handed shooters.
Fifield passed it back for Klein, and he had to go between his skates and had to retreat. That'll allow TriPen to get in on the forecheck. Back at the point, Green fanned on it. It pinballs around, goes in behind the goal. Still loose at the side of the goal, now cleared to the boards. Green had a great chance and just had to go off the toe of his stick. Go right down to Nolan Jacobs. Gets a bit of snow from Galway, and the referee says not enough there to warrant anything.
One of the things that I like that the Impact have done this in the second period, George, they've upped the tempo just a tad and is forcing TriPen to be a little quicker with their outlet passes. And as a result, we've seen a couple of turnovers just inside of the blue line where they have a little bit more pressure on them. And that's effective when you're especially on the offensive opportunities. And that's one of the things that you need to do. You got to up the tempo just a tad, create a little bit more offense down low.
One of the best periods we've seen from the Impact so far this year.
Results is coming from a resulting in speed. That's an elbowing penalty got away with there, I would think.
Players go down into the corner. Sparks tried to play it out in front. That was picked off. Sparks in there again, battling with Bound rather. Came right out in front. Din made the save. Back of the point, it's tipped away. Race is on. Here's Coates. Coates trying to get free. It's going to be a penalty.
It's going to be a penalty shot, I would think. No, It's just going to call it a hooking penalty. It could have went either way, but you see the breakaway speed that Coates has there, George. Two of the D-men for TriPen had a step or two on him, but Coates was able to have that good breakaway speed coming through the neutral zone, caused a turnover, and forced TriPen defenseman to put the hook on him.
Strong on his skates as well. He had two guys on him, and he just out-muscled them to get himself free down the middle.
Big, strong kid, good breakaway speed.
So another power play for the Impact. This one, the 5-on-4 variety, a little more garden variety power play.
I think the penalty went to number 14. I don't know if they're going to send anybody there anytime soon.
Someone's got to go.
66, sorry, Mario.
Cameron Byrne. It's the second penalty of the game, I believe, Robert.
It is.
You've got it written down. I'm just trying to go by memory.
yours is better to point.
I get it right every now and then. Baker across. Burt fanned on it.
He's got to hold that. There was just too much time for that one.
Burt with another shot. That one off his stick. Comes through the near boards. TriPen will get to it first. Oates able to get it out. Hoskins up ahead for Coates. Baker, he fanned on that pass. And then almost gave it away. Hoskins has to get back. Cole Hurley tried to clear it in, hit the linesman. And out comes Oates. Oates swinging wide. Shot. Dim made the save. Kept in. Shot. Dim with another save. This time he'll cover it up.
This is just a silly penalty for Burt here now. If he doesn't get a penalty call here, he's going to be very lucky.
And I think he's been lucky. Doesn't appear there's going to be a penalty.
No, and that's one of the things. It's all right to play on the edge. You can't play over the edge, and that's exactly why you see the TriPen assistant captain going over here now, questioning the referee, and that's one that usually you don't see officials let you away with. They'll tell you, okay, once is enough, twice is too many.
Kobe Burt already missing 3 games this season due to a suspension. Happened in the first game of the season.
Yeah, under 10 minutes left. He had a 2 and a 10, and
a match. He took the helmet off the
took the mask off of the
Growler player. Yeah,
nice.
That's what he got the 3 for. It's a 5-minute penalty and a 3-game suspension. Right in front of that chance. Murphy couldn't get a stick on it.
Great save by the goaltender. Just eluded him to the side, and Dan wasn't able to corral that rebound.
That rebound was there for just a second. Hurley, knockdown. Crane, fanned on his first clearing attempt, then gets it out. Down the ice.
Murphy had a great opportunity. Best was there, got in the shooting lane, was able to redirect it. Of course, it just went to the side.
Just a dozen seconds to go into power play. Another tight game. It's been a great period for the Impact. They've created those penalties.
They have with foot speed, and they're playing much better here in this second period as well.
Most of the game has been down to our right, even on the 5-on-5. There's just under 5 to go here in the second.
It's going to be a penalty here now to the Impact. George, is going to be a late hit, a boarding call, I think. It looks like for me.
Yep.
Down low, and it was a good battle. And once they separated, then continue with a little push in the back. It wasn't not from my perspective, it wasn't hard enough, but
the player's still down for TriPen. Edsel Galway has gone to the penalty box.
I think it's going to be a boarding call, I'm thinking, George. We'll wait for the official call from the scorekeeper. I think it's just going to be a 2-minute one, however, and if you just think about it, George, in the turn of events, actually it's going to be more than 2 minutes, George, because I see Rogers, who's gone into the box as well. So
in the meantime, Corey Parsons, the player who was shaken up in the play, is up on his feet and will make his way to the bench, holding his lower back.
Parsons is a big D guy for this Osprey team. Him and Dohe are out there. They log a lot of ice time, both power play, penalty killers, and regular shifters. Big kid. Looks like Galway is going to be ejected from this game, George.
Yeah,
and he is.
He's going to get 5.
Wow. I guess a boarding call or checking from behind, it results in an injury is an automatic ejection. That's what I'm reading here. I still only see 2 minutes up on the board.
I thought I saw the referee indicate 5, but 2 on the board.
Still could be 5. However, the initial call was only a 2-minute boarding call. I watched the official. I watched him point to the scorekeeper's box and said 2 minutes. I don't see a change thus far.
No, it's going to be 2 and
game misconduct.
Game misconduct. Etzel Galway.
Rogers is serving the 2-minute penalty for the impact.
4:50 to go. Second period. Still no score. Power play now for the Osprey.
Pivotal point in this game right here now, George, with 4.5 minutes left in the second period.
Dohe. Green. 2 minutes hitting from behind is the official announcement. Davis with it for Osprey. Right into the slot. Reardon with a chance. Din made the save.
Great pass down low in the south zone and a good save by Din.
Green able to hold it in. Then it's poked free.
Clearly outside. I can't believe that the official called that one onside.
Hoskins trying to get away. Reardon did a good job. Get back and angle him off. Then Hoskins gets a stick on it. Intercepts it. And the impact will send it down deep into Osprey territory.
This is where the impact have got to have their best players at to kill a penalty, George, and that takes away your energy.
Green. Dohe. Just onside as he brings it in. Poke check. Burt's got it. Tried to play it out, but it goes up and out of play. It'll stay in the impact zone on the face-off. 3:44 to go in the second.
And George, the thing is, with Parsons being hurt, he's out there as the number 1 power play unit. Him and Dohe on D, and we haven't seen him come back yet. He's still on the bench there.
Second unit out there now for the Osprey. Kennedy. Crane back at the point. Crane fanned on it and allow Burt to get it out. Crane brings it back in. He and Burt continue their battle along the boards.
Used his body very well there, Tom Crane did.
Crane comes away with it. Looking for a foul. It comes in front. They score.
George, that was a result of Coates was fishing for the puck just inside of the blue line. He reached out to try to get it. Crane haul it back to himself, put it in, resulted in a 2-on-1 down low and the goal. You just watch it on the blue line right here now. Coates is just going here. He was fishing for the puck earlier, misses it. You see it come down low. He uses the D-man as a decoy, puts it in there. And as I talked about just prior to that, George, it looked like to me the Impact were controlling most of this the second period. They had 2 great opportunities. And, of course, they turned the puck over. A power play results in a goal.
First goal of the game coming just under 3.5 to go. A power play goal for TriPen. They lead it 1-0. Sparks. Down in the corner. Reardon. He lost it. Battle continues down in the corner. Oates. Reardon out in front for Sparks off his stick. Hurley couldn't get away at center. Hurley stays with it. Backhands it in for the impact. Murphy stepped into his man behind the goal. The Osprey take their time. Crane right through center. Lifts it high down into the corner. Fifield back to pick it up. Missed it. Crane got there first. Damien Freak through center. He's got Luke Hurley with him. Freak in over the blue line. Shot save is made. Puck was loose for just a moment as Nolan dropped it but then covered it. 2:21 to go. Second period.
Little turnover down in the neutral zone, George, resulted in a partial 2-on-1 against, and of course the goaltender had to come up with a quick save, but it was in the breadbasket, no rebound.
Face-off is to the left of Jacob Nolan, in goal for TriPen. Matthew King gets the goal for the Osprey. Power play goal a moment ago. Rogers in over the blue line, just onside. Hartson tried to take it off the boards. Ran into the referee, went off his skates. The Impact held it in momentarily, and that'll be a glove pass.
So King gets the goal. George, Cisco into Landry and Fowler. At the 2:35 mark, 1-0. Osprey lead late in the second period, which has been an entertaining second period for sure. Osprey have certainly had their opportunities, but the Impact have had a number of really good opportunities and haven't made hay yet so far.
Got past Rowe. Hartson takes it to the front of the goal, cleared away by Klein. Burt. Got Coates with him. Out in front for Coates. Coates missed it as he tried to go high glove side. Looked like he had the empty net. Don't know if the goaltender got a piece of it, but it went wide of the post.
He had the empty net, George. I thought he was going to let it go right away. I don't know if it just hopped over a stick or what have you, but it was, as we could tell from our angle here, it was an empty net, and as he hesitated or just couldn't corral it, just went off to the side. That was their best opportunity of the evening. And that resulted from speed. George, Kobe Burt coming out on the right-hand side. Coates coming late, put it on the stick. Great opportunity.
Gets past Rowe. Laundry on his horse trying to get there first. He does. Fed it out in front. Puck bounces around back of the point. Dohe can't get it to settle. Now he's got it. Turns. Puts it in wide of the goal. Davis cycles it back down into the corner. Burt over into the far corner. Best gets there first. Or Davis, that is. This is Best. Davis lost his stick over the corner. The puck came right to him as he was picking it up. Klein also lost his stick. He doesn't have one, the defenseman. Now Klein gets knocked down, and that'll be a penalty to TriPen on the tackle down in the corner.
If you're going to tackle anybody, Klein is a big man to tackle, let me tell you that.
37.7 to go, second period.
Grade 10 student from Lewisport High, Mr. Klein. This will be one of those power plays, George. Barring a goal with less than 30 seconds, it'll carry over into the third period.
Late power play opportunity here for the Impact. Fowler gets it, clears it down the ice. 20 seconds to go in the period. Freak pass through the middle, picked off by Dohe with that long reach.
Just no juice on that pass, George.
Going to force the Impact back deep. 6 seconds to go. The puck will be chipped in. Hurley gets to it over in the corner, and that'll do it. It'll be a minute.
That's going to be a penalty as well, George. That is definitely going to be either a high stick or elbow. That's just a careless use of the body there. That's going to result either in a headshot.
Now we get a little grabbing over in the far corner. Officials in quickly to break that up. Murphy and Reardon are separated. Fowler having words for Cole Hurley. They are also separated.
Yeah, I watched the trailing official here at center ice, George. Oh, he's going to receive a penalty here now. George, we're going to have 4 penalties here now as a result of the one. And one of the reasons as officials, George, bring players back to the penalty box, and we watched a lot of high caliber hockey. The officials bring it back. They don't allow you to get together. This time they were able to separate. They got back together and almost had another altercation here at center ice. The original penalty is going to either be a headshot, George, or an elbow to the Impact. That's the original call, which was made at as the buzzer.
Right at the buzzer. All this coming Actually, just after the buzzer went. So the officials will get together. Rob Canning's got his notebook out. I think the best thing for us to do, Robert, is take a break right now and come back. And when we start the third period, we will let you know what the penalty situation is.
Let our sponsors pay their bills.
We have sponsors. We could use some. Anybody would like to be a sponsor on the webcast for Major Midget, the Central Impact? Be happy to hear from you. Now you throw that out, Robert. Why not? Okay, 1-0. TriPen leading the Impact after 20 minutes, or 40 minutes. We'll be back shortly.
Hi, I hope you're enjoying this live stream. Would you like to webcast your next event? Want to reach a larger audience, maybe even global? Let 360 Live show the world your story. Send us an email to hello@360.live for more details. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on these social media sites.
So, Robert, I don't know if you've been able to get anything figured out with the rash of penalties that happened at the end of the second period.
I endeavored, George. I went down and spoke to the scorekeepers, and of course they were in consultation then with the two officials, and they said, we're going to have to give it to you afterwards. We got to go down to the referee's room with them to try to straighten all this out. And as I look, George, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 Osprey in the box to 1, 2, 3 Impact in the box, but the original call was going against the Impact to start the little melee. We'll just have to wait for the announcements.
As I was down below between periods, I heard one of the Osprey players who was just coming from the discussion by the scorer's bench say to one of the coaches, we get the extra 2, but we haven't got anything official. So if that was the case, then this will be a 5-on-3. That looks what it's going to be, Robert.
The original call was going against...
Only 3 Osprey players out on the ice.
Yeah, the original call was going against Hurley for the Impact down, when the buzzer ticked down. And I'm looking now, it's a 5-on-3 for the Impact, George, which is...
It is the extra 2 going to TriPen. So a minute 22 left to go in the initial penalty to the Osprey that carried over from the second opportunity, 5-on-3 for the Impact. They had a full 2 minutes 5-on-3 earlier. Couldn't make good on it. Let's see what they do this time. Coates in around behind the goal. Skylar Coates. He's got Baker, Burt back at the point. Go down low. Hoskins. Baker. Shot went wide. Burt holds it in here at the left point. Kobe Burt. Shot. No chance for that to get through.
It's just a poor decision there.
You try and get all this now, Robert?
I'm trying. I got 4 minutes for a face mask and 4 minutes for a hit.
Great shot by Burt. Knocked the stick out of the hands of the goaltender, but he kept the puck out. Burt with another shot. That one went wide. Coates hustles over to hold it in. Just onside. Down in the corner. Comes back to Coates. Gets it to settle. Coates. Burt. Baker. Can't one-time it. Baker shot off a stick. Comes off the end boards. Nolan, who had lost his stick.
Yeah, that's a poor decision for Baker to make that shot, George. The goaltender doesn't have a stick. The stick is in the corner. It's a 5-on-3 as it is for the Impact. So really, you got a goaltender who's stranded, and he decided to make a weak side shot. Then, of course, that's one of the ones that you got to have back. You've got to make those penalties pay.
First penalty is over. We're 5-on-4 now. 38 seconds to go in the 5-on-4.
This is where, if you're the Impact, you got to be careful here now because they've had this line out now for the whole period.
The one good chance came off the stick of Kobe Burt. Goaltender able to keep it out. That's why the stick was in behind the goal on that initial shot. Burt knocked the stick out of the goaltender's hands.
Yeah, they're going to need to change here now, George, because if not, if you get caught off ice, you're in trouble.
They do. The only one staying out is Coates. He'll swing wide. Shot right on goal from a sharp angle. 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. That came outside, brought back in. They're going to leave the faceoff just outside the blue line. Only 3 seconds to go in the power play.
Smith has got to take a better lane to go into that puck, George. You can see it coming off the boards, and because he went on the inside first, he had to come back out. He needs to be on the outside to come in on a different angle. His angle approach needs to be a little bit better to anticipate that puck coming out the boards, and because of that, he'll keep it in.
So the Osprey have killed it off. It's their second lengthy 5-on-3 power play for the Impact. And coming out of the penalty box is Harrison rather. Breakaway, put it wide.
That would have been a killer there, George.
Smith battling in there with King. Be kept in. Parsons, who's back out there now for TriPen. He was shaken up earlier in the second period.
And that was a great pass from Parsons to keep Hartson go on that breakaway.
Rogers with it. Rogers gets away. Up ahead. And getting back to break that up was Crane. Caught up to Carter Bowen and prevented the Impact player from getting a clean shot on goal.
Yeah, Impact needed to hitman that puck, Josie, with a clear-cut breakaway from the blue line in.
Rowe. Smith up the middle, knocked down by Davis. Davis will bring it back in. Right into the middle. Best with a shot. Rips it wide. Rowe. Rowe will skate it out. Dump it in. He'll peel off. Impact, we're changing. Best will bring it out. And Best will clear it in. On at first was Davis. Best right out in front. Shot save made. Puck goes straight up in the air. Batted away. The Impact will bring it out. Kobe Burt. Kennedy watching him. Fed it in front. Went past the defenseman. I don't think Coates expected it to get through the defense. Backhand by Hoskins. Kicked away by Nolan. Good pinch by Fifield to hold it in.
Really good pinch by Fifield. Good anticipation. Weak side forward, back onto the boards, able to jump in and get it. Then, of course, that was a pretty good effective shift there. You had Hoskins and Burt coming down low, trying to hit Coates, the late man, and just good defensive play then by Parsons to get that puck up and the way.
15:59 to go, third period, 1-0 for the TriPen Osprey and a power play goal in the second period.
And George, how many times have we seen when a team is killing a penalty and then, of course, somebody comes out of the box? Now, the penalty was just over, and, of course, they had the breakaway. Hartson had a great opportunity, shot the puck wide on goaltender Din.
TriPen will bring it out, flip it in. Tucker in there. He'll get to it first. A little chip and chase, gets it back to Parsons. Shot, Din had it in his glove, dropped it, and it's still loose. Parsons, great job to hold it in. Hurley couldn't get it past him. Parsons back at the point. Crane with a shot, changed direction, hit the inboards. Pressure now by TriPen. Crane again out front, gets a shot away. That one got through. Din made the save, and now we'll get some more pushing and shoving.
And Klein has got to use that big body, George. He's the biggest man on the ice, and he's got to be more effective down low. He can't allow anybody to get near his goaltender like that. I think we may see offsetting minors here, George.
Twice on that play, number 18, Crane for TriPen, left all alone.
He's going to get himself a misconduct there now with taunting the bench. Looking at referee leg. Gave the hands on the hips.
They haven't updated these shots on goal since the end of the first period, by the way, so in case you were wondering why we haven't given it to you, it's not there.
Can't give what we can't see, George.
It's passing the buck here. Yeah, they're going to get another bit of a discussion. Four members of the TriPen Osprey in the penalty box.
Yeah, we don't go one at a time. We go 3 and 4 at a time, and
full line change.
4 gone in there. I don't see any white.
And right now, just 2 minutes up on the board.
Oh, I know there was a misconduct call because I watched the referee as he was going. The original call was going against the Osprey. I don't know how 4 go in there, though. That's kind of mind-boggling to me.
Burt shot. Puck was on end a little bit, ended up going up over the top of the goal. Hurley. So it's a 5-on-4 for the Impact. Nobody back here at the left point.
I tried to force that pass across. There wasn't a seam there for that to come across. You got to go to the weak side first.
Burt gave it away at center, and look out. Osprey almost got away. That was Davis into causing trouble. To Burt. Murphy. Picked off. Green sends it down into the Impact zone. behind the goal to play it. Mitchell Din.
Neutral zone passes east to west, George, just do not work.
Burt got away from a couple of TriPen players. Brings it in over the blue line. He'll shoot it. Again, missed the net. Coates picks it up on the far boards and sends it down to Din. Din quickly up ahead. Put it right on the stick of Parsons. Parsons with a shot that was blocked. Din tried to make that long stretch pass himself, but picked off by the TriPen defenseman. Hoskins. Got Hurley going to the front of the goal. Cleared away by Nolan. Hurley taken into the boards hard. Stays with it. Gets it down low. Baker trying to feed it out in front. Baker's got it here along the near boards. Back to Rowe. He'll give it back to Baker. Hurley. Back at the point. Smith. Rowe. Back in around behind the goal. Hurley was reaching for it. Parsons got there first. Off the glass. Out. Down just as the penalty expires. So no icing. There was 3 seconds left when he shot it. Now the penalty is over. Smith fires it around the boards hard. Nobody over there for the impact to hold it in. Rowe has to back up all the way deep in his own end. Over to Smith. Smith off the boards, gave it away.
Come on, boys, what are you doing?
Rhetorical question, I wonder.
Is that the one that doesn't require an answer?
That's the one. Just like that one. I don't know if you can hear that. The fans yelling, boys, what are you doing? Nolan will hold on to it. We are down to 12:46 to go here in the third. Still just a 1-goal game.
George, if you dump in the puck in, you come as a hard rim, and we just watched as Rowe dumped that puck in. The thing is that a puck retrieval, there's, two reasons you dump puck in. You want a line change or you want puck retrieval. And if you don't have one, you got to have the other. And that one there, we never did one at all.
Right now, shots on goal are showing 50-34.
That was a big increase.
It took a big jump. Sparks in all alone. Din makes the save. Just stood his ground.
It's 2 breakaways in this period for the Osprey, George.
Baker with a chance. Baker with a step. Lost his balance as he got in over the blue line.
He's at the end of his shift as well.
Still out there. Davis will bring it in. Davis drew it back, got away a good shot. Din made the save. No, he has it. Din will hold it against the side of the goal.
Great opportunity there. Turnover in the neutral zone. Baker had some good breakaway speed, but you got to give the Osprey full credit. Their D-man coming back and taking the lane away. Baker just lost a little bit of an edge. Osprey still have a guy in the penalty box, George, but we're 5-on-5. That was the 2 minutes extra for the head contact. Oh, excuse me, the 10-minute misconduct.
That was the misconduct that came with the last penalty.
From the head contact.
Up through the middle, Burt looking for it, can't get to it. No, he plays it. Right out in front, all alone. Burt, Nolan makes the save.
Good play down low by Coates. Fights off the defender. Was able to center that puck. Burt coming low. And you look at it tonight, George, that's been a real effective line for this Impact team. They haven't put anything on the scoreboard tonight so far. However, they've been very effective down low. They really read each other well. Cycle the puck down low. Strong guys. Good skaters.
Yeah, Skylar Coates certainly has made a difference.
Coates, Hoskins, and Burt working well together. And Coach Luckenchuk said he was going to load up, and that's their best line.
There it is out in front. Coates to Hoskins to the back of the goal, and we're tied.
Almost like I knew I was talking about there.
Almost. You're not paying too close attention, Robert.
Thank you. Turnover down low. 2 good skaters. 2 puck retrievers. A nice pass.
All right, let's take a look at it here.
You just watch the turnover down low, George, and it comes from foot speed. You got Burt and Coates down low. The overwork is Coates really skating hard. You can see nobody near Hoskins in front of the net. Bang, 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 back in the net. Tied up 1-1.
Just love it when you talk about a player and how effective he is, and then sets up a goal 5 seconds later.
Beautiful.
What do you say? Just like we knew what we were talking about. So we are tied now with just over 11 minutes to go in regulation time. Impact involved in another very competitive game here in the Newfoundland Labrador Major Midget League. Hartson taken away by Rowe. Rowe and Elford came together. Good collision.
Elford's played a strong game tonight.
Rowe's stick snapped off as a result of that collision. Kobe Burt turning inside his own blue line, heading up the ice.
Luckenchuk is going with 2 lines here now.
Burt shot off the glass. Coates back out there. Crane. Coates trying to chase him down, lifts his stick. TriPen headed for a moment, then sent back in.
Coates is going to get better with each game. George, this is his first game since last season.
Yeah, that line is back out there again. And here's Burt. Pulls the trigger, save is made.
There's no question they've been the best line on the ice tonight. That's going to result in an icing.
Yeah, Hoskins with a goal here. He had 3 last Sunday in a 5-4 loss.
Yeah, if you think, speaking to Coach Luckenchuk before the game, and the thing is that, they obviously are lacking some offense. So you take your 3 best offensive players undoubtedly, and you put them on the one line tonight, and they're very, very effective. And let's not forget, in the middle of the second period, they had to kill 6 minutes in penalties, and that, takes away your offensive opportunities as well.
Face-off win for the Impact. Smith shot, knocked down. Parsons. Smith caught up to him. Parsons turns along the boards. Played it back, but it's going to force Reardon out over the blue line, and the puck goes out of play over the far glass.
I like Smith's recovery, George. However, he created that turnover for the Osprey. You cannot force a puck through in that situation. You've got to find a way to put that puck in the corner. If you don't, you just can't decide just to shoot it there when a black jersey is facing you. That results in a turnover, and he had to get on his horse to get back.
And not to put too fine a point on this, but shots on goal now showing 34-34.
Oh, we had a little switch from 50 to 34, so we're in the negative?
They took 16 off.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
We're not going to pay him any more attention to that one, I don't think. 34-34 is even, though.
Shots on goal, 34-34. For what it's worth.
It's going to be
what's up on the board. Impact breaking in. Drop back, and the shot went over the top of the goal.
Great job of the defender there not to cause a penalty as well.
Good work by Carter Bound to get in there, and then he dropped it back.
Good skate.
Brandon Short.
Bounds had himself a good game.
Best goes in behind the Impact goal. Tucker got it out in front. Try and get it over to Best. That was broken up.
Impact are puck watching here now.
Rogers with a good play to break it up, and now Rogers trying to get away.
That's going
Crane pulled him down, and that's going to be
an easy call.
Yeah.
Not only is it an easy call, George, it's one that he never needed to make because he had actually cut up to the forward on the Impact, and he just put the clutch on him a little bit, and with that little, you feel it a little bit raw, you go down, and it's going to result in a penalty.
Well, the top hand came off the stick and went on the shoulder of the Impact.
It's an automatic.
Player.
Yeah, and Crane had caught up to him. He was a big guy.
Good shift for Rogers. He's the one who broke up the play in front of his own goal as the pass came out into the slot area and then created the penalty. So now another power play.
Well, they're going to go back with their number 1 unit here now. They put Coates and Burt back on D for this one, George.
Yeah, that's how they started this game on the power play. Luke Hurley has it down in the corner. Hoskins,
a great playmaker.
Hurley lost his balance down in the corner. Hoskins comes in to get it. Murphy's out in front, the big body. Parsons moves him out of the way. Back to Burt. Parsons and Murphy, a good battle in front. The shot comes in from Hoskins, and a glove save made by Jacob Nolan.
Not a bad shot, George. He's coming off at a weak side. There being a right-handed shooter on the left-hand side, but he needs to find a way to get more to the middle of the ice, create a little bit more of an angle for himself, if you're in that position, right-handed shooter on the left-hand side, you really take away the advantage by not getting to the middle of the rink.
Minute 20 to go in the power play. Coates to Murphy. Lost it in his skates momentarily. He gives it to Hoskins. Back to Murphy. Murphy will skate it in. Stops up along the half wall. Takes it in a little bit deeper. Back at the point. Burt. Colby Burt winds up, shoots. Went off the end boards, get in front. Hoskins had a chance. Murphy had
Love
a chance.
Head. Good call by the official there. He was able to glove it down, but he could not put a stick on it himself. That was Hoskins, and went to his teammate and resulted in a gloved pass.
54 seconds to go in the power play. 7:41 to go in the third. 1-1 tie.
Really like the way that Kennedy and Dohe and Parsons box out when they're killing the penalty, though, George, and allows Alfred and Davis, to the forwards, to get out on the D-man a little bit more and create more of that squared box.
Parsons back in behind his own goal. Short is on him. It's stolen away. It comes out. It's loose. Taken away by Reardon. Reardon turns. Rowe knocked it down, but then it's cleared away. Just a half a minute left to go in the power play. Whoops. Give away inside the blue line. Stolen back by Rowe. Rowe. He's in over the blue line. Clears it in. Coates in there looking for it. So that's 23. Freak, not 25. They'll hold it against the boards. Just 10 seconds to go in the penalty. Green. That'll do it as he sends it down the ice. All right, penalty is over. TriPen has killed off another one. This is Coates. Swinging wide. Trying to get around Dohe. Not an easy task.
Big reach for that big man.
I stood next to him between periods as I was walking by the Osprey dressing area, the dressing room, and yeah, he's a tall kid.
He's taller than I am.
Yeah, he's got you by a couple of inches.
Just a couple.
On skates.
Yes, well, that's the difference.
We've done a lot of senior hockey. The only guy I can think of who's in that category would be Chris Sparks.
Sparks, yes.
He's every bit as tall as Chris Sparks.
He's 6'5". He's got to be 6'5".
Right out in front. Hoskins was denied on a big save by Nolan.
Another great pass from down low.
Very similar to how they scored their first one. That time Nolan read it and got over somehow.
They need to change now, Joes. They're tired.
Laundry in the corner. Best trying to get it out in front. Burt. Bound. Hoskins. Tried to stick handle around a couple of guys. Lost it.
They're too tired now.
Fifield gave it away. Davis. Laundry's out in front. Went off the stick of Fifield. Out to center. Back in it goes. Now the Impact will get their change in. Fifield. Murphy, Hurley, and Freak out there now on the forward line. Kept in. Sparks. Owen Sparks in the corner for TriPen. Fifield knocked it away from him. Reardon's on it. Got it right out in front.
They're chasing the puck now, George.
Murphy blocked that. Dohe with a shot. That goes wide. Great shift here for TriPen. That one went high.
I don't think it's going to make it.
Nope. Perfect weight. Just right to the goal line and not over. So the Impact in there now. A shot goes wide. Murphy will chase it down here in the near boards. Murphy down into the corner for Hurley. Freakin looking for it. Reardon. He couldn't get it out on the first try. Does on the second. Laundry will chase it down here in the corner. He'll get to it. Laundry around behind the goal.
Klein can't lose that check like that, George. He just cannot lose that check.
Sparks to the boards. Baker gets it out. Baker got it himself. Baker in over the blue line. Baker shot wide. Smith backhands it in behind the goal. Baker's got it Out in front, turnaround, blocked by the defense. It is still loose. Cleared back towards the point. Knocked down. And away comes Hartson. Hartson, shot, save made by Din.
That's Hartson's second breakaway of this period, George. He's got great breakaway speed. We've seen it there again. He wasn't able to get to the middle of the rink as he was in the previous one. But I can't give enough credit to Crane, George, down low as he battled and battled and battled. Got in the passing lane and the shooting lane, then caused the turnover. Was able to get it up to Hartson, who was able to get in free. Shot on goaltender Din, who makes another good save.
Right out in front. That went wide. King was looking short side. 3.5 to go. Burt. Shot. Pad save made by Nolan. Coates on the boards. Hoskins was in to help out. Rowe put it right on goal. Cleared. This will be an icing call against the Osprey with 3:14 to go in this 1-1 tie.
George Luckenchuk, Coach Luckenchuk here now. He's got his number one unit out there. He's going to delay a little bit. He wants them to get a shift off. He's looking at 2 more shifts for them. They were just out for about a 35-second one. He'll come back in. I think here now you'll see them go back out just around the 2-minute mark to finish the game probably.
The race for the puck. Bound gets back first. Best knocks him down. Bound got it up to the blue line. Murphy gets it out. Not back in. That'll be offside as it hits Davis, who was trapped inside the blue line.
I like the way Murphy plays his boards well, George. He really gets himself in good position. Rangy, lanky kid, but he really shields the puck well and uses his body to effectively keep the forechecker away.
Bound. Carter Bound right on goal. Jacob Nolan not going to take any chances here late in the third. Just under 3 to play. Impact are off. Next weekend's a bye weekend for the Impact. Then they travel to Corner Brook to take on the Western Kings the weekend after that. And following that, they'll be back here for 2 consecutive weekends. And all the schedule on the league website. It's the NLMMHL, Newfoundland Labrador Major Midget Hockey League.
Easy for you to say, George.
I had to think my way through it.
I'll keep following you on Twitter.
Or check Twitter. All the teams, of course, have Twitter accounts. You want to follow the league, just go on Twitter and follow all the different teams. You keep up with all the action, everything that's happening around the league. Hoskins swinging wide.
That's a
Hoskins
penalty.
is knocked down. Parsons is going to go for 2.
Yeah, once you get the stick in the midsection, that's a no-brainer. 2:33 remaining here, George. So effectively, if you think about it,
I will.
the the Impact, they're going to, by all accounts, come close to finishing this, barring anything else, period on the power play.
Yeah, 2:33 to go in the period.
And George, it resulted in foot speed again. It was a turnover just inside of the blue line. They were able to get the puck down deep. And Hoskins, who's got some real good foot speed, had some good position on Parsons, able to put the stick into the midsection, turn him around, give him the little can opener. We have a timeout here now. The Impact.
Yep. Set up their power play, and they want to get their top line out there, give them a few more seconds rest as well. They've played a lot here in the third.
They certainly have. And not only played a lot, George, but hard minutes as well. Because the thing is that they got the puck a lot. And anytime you got the puck a lot, you're getting hit more. You got to do a lot more with it. It's not like you're just out there for a joyride or for a free skate. You know, you get the puck a lot, you're going to be getting hit a lot. They play hard minutes. Pace of this game tonight, George, has been really good. I got to say, I like the speed of the game. I like what the players do on the outside. But the thing is that I look when I'm watching the game, especially from this angle, and we got a beautiful angle, is what players do when they don't have the puck. It's very easy to see what someone does when they have the puck. But show me a player or I want to watch a player and I can look at their their skill level, their knowledge, what they do when they don't have the puck. And that's what really impresses coaches at this level.
Okay, here we go. 2:33 to go in regulation time. 1-1 tie. Impact on the power play. Face-off won by the Osprey. Dohe got to it and clears it the length of the ice. That'll help kill some time at the start of this power play.
You waste the puck, George. It basically takes away about 25 seconds.
Coates turned it over at center. A little fortunate that Oates lost his balance after he took the puck from Coates. Murphy, he'll gain the blue line. Down into the corner. Hurley in looking for it. Cole Hurley out there for the Impact. Burt in there as well. And with the man advantage, they come up with it. Back of the point. Skylar Coates. Burt can't get the one-timer. Threw it right into the middle. Murphy just couldn't get the shot away. Hoskins behind the goal. Cole Hurley. Burt. Tip. Great save made by Nolan. He robs Hoskins again.
That was a beautiful pass from Burt down low to Hoskins. It's going to be a penalty here to the Impact, George. It's a retaliation penalty.
Wow. Bad time for a penalty.
Terrible time for a penalty.
It's going to be Hoskins. Maybe a little frustration at getting robbed on that, as you say, great pass from Burt.
And it's a head contact hit, George. We've had 5 of those called tonight. So, George, I can remember the first week of the season we were here, we seen a number of. So, obviously, there's a message sent to officials. Any type of head contact at all this year is going to result in a penalty.
Excuse me. So, we go 4-on-4, and this is a 4-minute penalty to Hoskins. So, if it does carry over into overtime, it could be a power play for TriPen in overtime. But we still got a minute 20 to go. 4-on-4 right now.
That was a glorious opportunity Hoskins had with a great pass from Burt.
He's been robbed twice in the third period since scoring his first goal. He's had 2 other great opportunities. Now here's Coates, 1-on-2. Coates gets around the defenseman. Thrown out in front. Coates is on it. Coates able to hold it in on a good play. Threw it into the middle, but partially fanned on the pass. Kobe Burt turns, was looking for Coates. Pass was off the mark.
And he's tired here now.
Hurley. Baker had the puck go under his stick. 40 seconds to go in the period. Dohe. TriPen on the power play now. 5-on-4. Osprey Impact were changing, and a shot by Reardon and a good glove save by Din.
Not only were they changing, George, they were slow on the change. They looked to the bench, and I was watching the
almost a 2-on-0.
Almost a 2-on-0 as well. You're going to have a timeout here now for the Osprey.
Player coming off the bench. Smith just got back into the play, but almost a 2-on-0.
It was almost a 2-on-0. It's only a 4-on-4, and Dohe spotted the winger up way high and was able to get the puck to him only because the puck had a little trickle to it. It would have been a 2-on-0 from the blue line in.
So it's a 5-on-4 power play for TriPen. 26.4 seconds to go in regulation time. The faceoff will be deep in Impact territory.
You're going to have your 2 best forwards out here now with best faceoff guys as well.
Okay, you want to have 2 guys out there who can take the faceoff in case somebody gets kicked out.
Well, not only that,
crucial.
You got to have a good shot blocker out there as a D-man right now. No doubt you're going to see Burt and Coates out.
Coates, Rowe, and Smith out to try and kill off this last 26 seconds.
I like the way Smith has played tonight. I also like the way Fifield has played tonight. He's been strong on D as well.
Impact have shown me a lot more speed in this game than I've seen in the previous ones I've done. This is the 5th game I've seen them, and it's the best I've seen them play. Parsons will bring it in. Lost it as he got in over the blue line. Dohe up at the blue line. Good pass. Into the middle. Went under the stick of Parsons. Smith off the boards. Couldn't get it out. Just 3 seconds to go. Going to run out of time. For the first time in our webcasts, we'll go overtime.
A little extra for you tonight, folks.
First overtime for the Impact. There have been some other overtime games in Major Midget play this season.
I think it's a 5-minute overtime, is it, George?
I think it's 5 on 5, 4 on 4. Sorry, 5 minutes, 4 on 4.
5 minutes, 4 on 4. It's been an entertaining game, for sure.
Coaches are asking, well, what's the rule here? You think they'd have that figured out by now? But I'm seeing 5 minutes, 4 on 4.
Yeah, and most of these are set down into your league constitutions. However,
you think
coaches don't normally read those. I can remember my first year coaching senior hockey. We were over in Corner Brook, and Darren Coburn, who actually happened to be playing for the Royals at the time, we went over there, and we went to overtime. We really didn't know if it was going to be a shootout or 5 minutes, and Coburn came over to me. He said, "What's?" He said, "How would we just have a shootout?" Now, Darren obviously wanted to be a shooter. I said, "I don't care what you do." So we had a shootout, and we
just made up your own rules?
Well, why not?
Like we did in the old days.
Yeah, we won
out on the street.
We wanted to get home.
But it will be actually 4 on 3 because
of
the Impact will be shorthanded.
Yeah, it was a 4-minute check to the head, hit to the head. There was a minute left in the other penalty to the Osprey, which was about minute 37 left. So there's 2:39 up on the board remaining in the 4-minute double monitor to Hoskins. This is, George, where you see Parsons and Dohe, who are right there. Davis has had another good game tonight as well for the Osprey. Really does a lot of things down low well. And George, if you look at the Impact's team, maybe the last 8-9 minutes, they've only basically gone with 2 lines and 4D. So, most, even though you're only 16, 17-year-old kids, you still can get tired.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
This is going to be a 4 on 3. This is a big power play.
From the faceoff, it goes down deep into TriPen territory. Parsons. Good pass here on the right side. Reardon brings it in over the blue line, stops up along the half wall, moves it into the circle, back of the point. Parsons with the shot, scores! Screen in front. Not a hard shot.
Not a hard shot. 21 seconds, George. And that's, it's a 4 on 3, and that's one that goes right underneath the arm of Din. A quick release, good shot, good game. Fans will go home not disappointed, a little upset, but you just watch, George, as the Impact claps down low. It's a 4 on 3.
This is rare.
Just a really nice pass. And if you look at the forechecker who's going out there, Coates, doesn't go down. I don't know if it was a deflection or not.
I think the defenseman you see standing in front of I can't pick out who that is.
That was Dohe.
From our screen. No, the Impact player.
Oh, sorry.
I think.
Yeah, it could have been a claps down low on that.
Going by the reaction of Mitchell Din when the puck went by, the arms kind of came up. He didn't see it, and I think it was the screen.
Went underneath his arm.
So again, disappointing for the Impact. Another good game. This is 4 very good games in a row that they have played. 3 times in a row now they've lost by 1 goal. This one in overtime. Creeping closer, but still that elusive W is not there.
Not there yet, and that's the frustrating part of it. And as a team, and you keep battling, you battle hard, you're in each and every game, and until you get that first win, it's hard to get over the hump. You get that first win, George, like we said, many a sport person, once you get that first big win, whatever happens, it seems like it's a little easier. It's not easier, but it gives you a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, the first one's the toughest one.
It is a tough one, no matter what, whether it's an individual sport or a team sport.
All right, folks, we're going to be back tomorrow. These 2 teams will play again at noon here at the Windsor Stadium. We will have our webcast for you then as well, and we'll see if the Impact can get off the schneid. So we're going to say goodnight from the Windsor Stadium for our cameraman, Jason Power, color analyst Robert Golding. My name is George Scott. Folks, have yourselves a great evening. Come back, join us noon tomorrow. Or if you can get to the stadium, come out, support the team live. Have a good one.